they filmed it in Africa. And, of course, they brought the whole crew over there, and they hired a couple local guys to go out and like hunt and bring meat back so they could feed the crew. And one of their guys was going out and he was like buying meat from some of the local tribes out there. This is in like the 1930s, I guess, like Central Africa. So he's been getting this pig, long pig, they called it. And they're like feeding to the crew. They're making hamburgers. They're making chili. They're making fillets, all this kind of stuff. This went on for like weeks, according to the book. And then after like several weeks in, somebody else figures out that like long pig was their word for people. Like long, like we're like pig meat. And I've dissected a couple of bodies before. My ex was a med school and we would check out bodies and dissect them. Like we look just like pork. Mm-hmm. So like Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn and John Huston and all these other famous people, like literally were like eating humans on the set of making the African Queen and just had no idea. I mean, obviously when they figured it out, it was like, yeah. But
and Humphrey Daniel Day-Lewis thinks he's a character actor.
Exactly. Humphrey Bogart, unknowing cannibal.
Wow. Oh, man, I'd be pissed.
Oh yeah. I can't even imagine. It's like, and then there's that joke, like two cannibals eating a clown. One of them turns to the other, says, "Does this taste funny?"
Would you be pissed?
The hunter was arrested, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, that's like an ethical. Yeah, I mean, on an ethical level, I mean, like get that Charlton Heston, Celia Green is people. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, that would be disturbing. It'd be like that scene in Rocky Horror Picture Show when Frankenfurter serving them Eddie. That'd be horrible to discover you had been consuming.
To me, things like, wait a minute, I get the experience, but not the guilt or the responsibility.
Just the prions.
Just the brain parasites or whatever a prion is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I do not do brains, man. There's some scary stuff in there. About the most ethically objectionable thing I've ever eaten. I've had dog before in Vietnam, which was embarrassingly good. And I didn't quite intend to try it, but like I thought it was I thought it was pork on a buffet, and I had to go like look it up, see what it was. But that's about the only. I mean, I've eaten some weird stuff, but dog was about the only one that I would not eat again on an ethical level.
Does it say kind of dog? Did it just say dog, or did they have a breed?
Just dog, and I can't remember the word exactly. It's like choy, but you say it with this weird inflection, but. It tastes like this kind of slightly sweet, sort of like fragrant pork. Like it's delicious. Like I'm embarrassed how good it was. And I did go to this little village that had a dog farm, and it was just like this corral just full of like chows, basically, with like kind of short hair, like those rescue dogs that the hippie girls always have. It was like that kind of looking dog, about 40 pounds, kind of fur like a kiwi fruit, but like. I was doing a lot of photography then. And like, I got this photo of this dog, like looking at me through a slat in the fence, but it wasn't like your golden retriever or your dog that wants you to like throw a ball and play with him before they eat him. Like it was just this complete blank stare, like no recognition of, personality or anything like that. Like the food dog. And then if you
adopted that dog, he wouldn't fall in love with you and become your pet.
I don't think so, man. They had this kind of vaguely aggressive look on his face. And like people over there like have pet dogs, but there's like eating dogs and then pet dogs. I guess it's like if you have a pet parakeet, but you eat chicken, like it's that kind of deal. But yeah, but like there just wasn't.
It sounds like the big dog got to you. Somebody I
guess so, man.
Oh, he's not so bad after all. It's just like you have parrot for pet and eat chicken.
It's kind of like a sweet pork.
Man, you go to some of these markets.
Those dogs don't feel pain.
No.
He's a special dog.
Oh, the chows, poor guys.
Yeah. So this is a story that you may have to edit this out because it may come off vaguely racist, and I don't mean it to be. It's just on topic. So in college,
the title of the show.
Yeah, really. Oh my God. So I'm in college and there's this Chinese restaurant in town that in Athens, we all thought it was like a mafia front because there was never like more than like one or two cars there, like even like Friday night, date night. And like on Saturday afternoon, they had this buffet that was like, and again, this is like 1992, but it was like a $3.99 lunch buffet, like just whatever they had left over from the night before. All the broke college students going there. So this one day, it's just like me and my friends at one table and like 4 other dudes at a different table about 20 feet away. We're the only people in the restaurant at like noon on a Saturday. And we're there eating our crab rangoons and whatever it is we're eating. And like all of a sudden in the kitchen, you hear like a small dog, just yep, 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 and then just whoop and silence. And like we all kind of stop like mid bite, and like we look over the other table, and like they're looking over at us with the exact same look on our face, and we're like, and then a minute later, this like very, very fancy Chinese lady comes out. She's got like a nice suit on, like a lady
with
suit.
Blood splatters all over it.
Oh yeah, and she's got a little dog, little Pomeranian, and she's walking around like, how was your lunch? Is it good? She's being very cordial. And obviously, what happened was like the boss's wife's in the kitchen with the dog. Something sets the dog off, and they're yapping, and like somebody is like, oh, the people out there think we eat these things, shut the dog up, and somebody must have like slammed a mixing bowl over it or something, and then suddenly they were like, oh no, I bet they heard that, go show them the dog quick. So like, so she's out there parading the dog around, petting the dog, just asking about her lunches, but we're of course dying laughing. We're like, man, can you like see them like at the Humane Society, like, we need a new dog, and they're like, we just gave you a dog last week. They're like, oh, that dog ran away, we need a new dog, like big fat dog. Like,
see, I think you misunderstood. I think they were showing you the dessert menu.
Oh,
yeah, the other options.
And then hypocrisy. I end up eating dog 30 years later myself, so I can't judge or anything. But it was just it was one of those like cultural collisions back in the day that. And again, I'm sure I'm going to regret telling that story somehow. But
the Humane Society will turn you off if with the dog supply if they think you're up to no good. I had a girlfriend whose friend, like, she adopted this cat. She hadn't had it long before it got the zoomies. If you're familiar, they get excited and start sprinting around like in bursts.
Yeah, that's bad.
I have two. I had to barricade out of my office right now for that.
Well, he got the zoomies and he ran headlong into a door and broke his own neck and fell over dead instantly.
Oh no!
And she saw it happen and couldn't even. She was like, it was like I was in a movie and I couldn't believe the comically absurd thing that had just happened before my eyes. And it took a good 15, 20 seconds to come out of it and realize little Cooper was dead. So she goes, so she grieves. She gets the fucking cat incinerated. She's got his ashes on the fireplace, got a little paw print next to it. And she's like, I finally got ready to go back and get another one. So she goes back to, I don't remember if it was Fur Friends or Paw Pals, something like that, some punny animal adoption agency. And they're like, oh, we see you you got a little tabby from us just 3 months ago. How's little Cooper doing? Like, he died. Like, oh no, what happened to little Cooper? He got the zoomies and ran into a door and broke his neck. They're like, oh, okay. They wouldn't give her another cat. They didn't believe her. They didn't believe her. They didn't believe her story, and they cut her off. They wouldn't give her any more cats.
God, like as if like watching your own pet die is not traumatizing enough, then to be like labeled a pet killer. That's horrible. Oh, poor girl.
They wouldn't give her another one.
Oh, man.
The cat ran into a wall so hard it broke its cat neck.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't believe it either, but she has no reason to lie to us. She could tell us she got mad, stomped it to death, and we'd be like, damn, that's fucked. What are we gonna do? Turn her in?
What kind of lady is this? Does she have like neck tattoos? Like what?
No, she's school teacher, like put together person. It's 25, normal human being. Known her since I was 13. I don't think she killed this cat.
I know for a fact if I adopted a cat and it died that way, I would think like no one's going to believe me. No one is going to buy that this cat killed itself, because cats, as you know, are notoriously spry and flexible. And so to like run it, like, have you ever heard of that story of like that Croatian or Serbian basketball player that like got mad at a call and then rammed his own head into the post?
Paralyzed himself for life. And that's why they now add like pads there. So if some retard gets angry, he has protection. And that's that level of thing. Being 7 feet tall and paralyzed, what a burden you are to everyone around you. Oh my God. You could just get some of that. I'd want to like amputate some of this. So you're just hanging out everywhere. You don't even fit the bed right. Like, do you need your legs from the knees down? I don't think so.
They should optimize you, like how they went to like more simple iPods, like just chop.
Turn him into a nano. Yeah, those legs don't work anyway.
Maybe it's like eating lamb chops. Like you can taste the innocence.
Yeah, or like veal.
Veal.
You go to an Italian place and they always are like trying to get you to buy the veal.
I ate veal last week.
Basted in its own mother's tears.
Yeah.
I make my meatballs out of veal, pork, and beef. I gotta have the veal, and I don't regret it. I don't care about those baby cows. Those meatballs are so good. Those meatballs are so good.
Yeah. Did y'all have 4-H when you were growing up?
Oh yeah, I was in 4-H.
Yeah, like I did like the shooting team, I did the science team, but I could never do like the raise a calf or raise a sheep or raise a pig. Like I knew I would get too attached to the animals and I would have like a yard full of them. So I stayed away from that. There was just no way I could like bottle feed and name and get attached to some cuddly animal and then go.
Did you have to slaughter it at the end? Because like my dad had cows anyway, so like he could have just lived with us, you know, on our land.
Yeah, I mean, I was not allowed to have done that, but yeah, I think people did. They just became like pet cows. But I believe some of them, did go off to go become lunch meat or whatever. And I just stayed away, man. I was just like la 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 la. Just didn't want to know, man. I like animals too much.
You only have to meet a couple shitty animals to like prejudge the rest of their entire species, because for many years I thought all pigs were like shit-heel, rude, mean animals, because on my grandparents' farm when I was little, they had a hog that would chase us around, and that scared me because I was little, and it was fucking huge. This thing would run around and chase you. The hog would chase me, and the rooster would chase my brother. And the rooster would like jumped up one day and like whack, like tagged the back of my brother's calf and like made it bleed because they have those little
spurs,
talons, those little spurs. Yeah. And then my grandpa killed both of them and fed them to us next time. And I remember even then, like he was probably trying to pull a joke where he's like, "Hey Taylor, how's that bacon taste? You know who that is? That's old Wilbur." Like doing shit like that. But like in my head, I was like, "Fuck you, Wilbur."
I remember like this has been like 30 years ago. So my uncle got my aunt what she thought was a Vietnamese potbelly pig for like Christmas or something. Like there was like whatever, that was the popular cute pet at the time. This has been like early 90s. So like he goes and buys one from somebody and gives it to her. She's all excited. And at the time they had this dog named Pearl, which is like this little kind of RCA dog. You know, she's about the size of a cat, little short legs, a little spot over her eye. She was super cute. And like some other puppy and then this pig, and they're all about the same size, all about 7 or 8 pounds, thinking that they're all going to stay this cute little size. Well, obviously the Vietnamese potbelly pig he paid several $100s for turned out to just be a baby big ass pig. And within like a year, this thing is like 6 feet long, a couple 100 pounds. Like this pig just became like a riding sized giant pig. But because Pearl was like this little dog, she was the adult dog, the puppy, which grew up to be a giant dog, and the little pig that grew up to be giant, in their mind, like she still had mind control over them. So she's like walking around the yard with this like posse of these, like this giant dog and this giant pig, but they get you close and she'd snap at them and they'd all cower away. Like she had like complete mind control over a 400-pound pig, and she was just this little dog. It was pretty cute. But the pig eventually like reached maturity or whatever and started getting a little aggressive. And I think he became bacon as well, because he just turned into an asshole. But it was pretty funny for a while though, just watching this little tiny dog have like this posse of these giant animals.
Yeah, pigs are too smart for their own good sometimes.